It's my pleasure to welcome Charlie Ebinger, Director of Energy Security Initiative at Brookings Institute to Flame. Great to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Welcome to Amsterdam, a bit cold though.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask you a few questions based on some of your research that you're doing, and I just wondered, what's your view on the future of LNG exports from the USA?
Well, I think the LNG exports will occur, but I'm much more sober about how many projects will be built. If I had to call it today, I'd say by 2025, we'll probably see 3 or 4 projects in the marketplace, around 5 to 6 BCF a day of exports.
That's quite pessimistic, isn't it, actually?
It is pessimistic, but when you look at how long our licensing process takes, and we believe that after 2020, the market's going to get very tight, and U.S. is going to have to not only compete LNG on LNG, but LNG on pipeline gas, and people forget in the Asian power markets, coal's going to be very competitive. So we're rather sober on.
So it's market and regulation that's going to be.
Market and regulation, and of course, by 2025, I think you'll start seeing some more shale gas coming on, at least in 3 or 4 countries around the world.
It really is incredible, isn't it, how shale gas has taken over?
It's been transformative in the U.S.
One of the key markets for Alaskan gas, of course, is Japan. And I wondered perhaps if you could give us an insight on your views of nuclear power in Japan, which is a key variable in the energy mix, and also nuclear power in other parts of Asia.
I think you'll see maybe 40% of the reactors come back online, given the current talk in Japan. Also a big potential market, obviously, in China. 26 reactors under construction. Chinese always have ambitious targets. Vietnam, I think you'll see 2 or 3. Indonesia's been backing off since the tsunami because of their volcanic and seismic activity. Malaysia, India, phenomenal plans, but way off target because India, a reactor takes up so much land, you immediately displace a lot of people, highly politicized. Pakistan may have another 1 or 2. Bangladesh is talking about 1.
There's a long lead time.
Long lead times.
Yes.
Long lead times. It's not the gross story of people saying there are 500 plus reactors being built in the world. I would cut that by 50% in any near-term time horizon.
That actually brings me to the issue of politics. And in 2011, you authored a paper on energy and security in South Asia. And I really wondered, what are the key factors driving energy policy in this region?
The biggest problem, if we take India as the driver, is energy pricing. As long as the Indians continue to subsidize energy prices at every level, 23 prices for natural gas, for example, we are seeing India on a collision course, I believe. They need massive importation of gas, but they import the gas at world prices, don't pass it on. It's becoming a huge burden on their fiscal stability and their overall finances as energy imports take up so much of the budget, cutting out money for vital social programs. The same is true of coal. India is importing coal, not passing them on to consumers. I am very pessimistic about India's economic future.
But they've just doubled the price of for domestic gas, or the price they're going to pay for domestic gas. Do you think that'll change the balance of exploration in the country?
I think it'll change the balance of exploration, but until they pass it on at the consumer level, this is the real problem. And also every state, like the United States, has big input in their energy policy. Only 1 state electricity board, for example, is not in bankruptcy. You can be optimistic about India when you go to 4 or 5 major cities, but the further east you go in the country, they've got a long way to go.
Well, look, Charlie, thank you very much for coming and talking to us today.
Nice talking to you.
Great to see you.
Great.
Have a great one. Thanks.
Thank you.